The Republic of Azerbaijan has massive oil and gas reserves in the Caspian Sea, which have made it a ton of money. With a population of around 10 million people, a strategic location and plenty of priorities, how has the money been spent? Azerbaijan became an independent country on 18 October 1991. Almost immediately, it would go to war with Armenia over Nagorno-Karabakh. The war would not go in its favor, resulting in the removal of the president. The war would continue to not go well, and combined with an ineffective government and a potential civil war, the president would be removed again, leading Heydar Aliyev and later be elected the president of Azerbaijan in 1993. Aliyev negotiated a ceasefire in 1994, giving him time to focus on what's most important.
Raid Shadow Legends.
No, the people. Under Soviet rule, Azerbaijan had an industrialized economy. While the republic had massive oil reserves, the Soviet government's focus was on other locations. After independence, the economy crashed, with many of these industries shutting down, poverty and unemployment increasing, and the new currency losing value, leading to hyperinflation. Because of the war, the country would also have to deal with 750,000 Azeri refugees who had been displaced. The government's first priority was to get the economy back on track and to deal with the displaced population. In 1994, it signed a deal with oil companies to develop the country's oil fields and attract foreign investment. In 1996, an agreement was signed to explore and develop the gas fields. Further economic reforms were carried out to bring inflation down and return the economy back to growth. In 1999, a state oil fund was created to use oil profits to invest in various programs. These policies and reforms were successful, as from 1996 to 2005, the economy of Azerbaijan would grow at an average of 10%. Poverty during this period would fall from 68% to 27%. In 1998, the Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan pipeline would begin construction so that the country could supply oil to Europe. In 2003, Heydar Aliyev passed away, with his son Ilham Aliyev taking over.
Job's done.
The BTC pipeline would begin pumping oil in 2006, resulting in Azerbaijan entering an oil boom with very high economic growth. Aliyev would use the money to start a spending spree, building infrastructure, buying weapons, raising salaries and the minimum wage, investing more money in social programs which would see poverty go down to 5% and generally have a pretty good time. Look how happy he is. These growth rates wouldn't persist as the price of oil would go down, slowing the economy. Azerbaijan used its oil and gas wealth the way you would want them to. They used the money to grow the economy and invest in social services. Life in the country clearly improved from the 90s. It's the diversification where they have really struggled. Despite implementing many plans, progress has been slow. This means that a lot of this growth is not sustainable, and when the cash cow runs out, there's not a lot to replace it with. So why have they struggled? Well, corruption is one reason. Azerbaijan has a problem with persistent corruption, which despite efforts to improve is still there. Another issue might be that the country's oil exports have increased the value of the currency, making exports expensive and imports cheap, making it tougher for non-oil industries to compete. Lastly, it's possible that the government just hasn't tackled the issue seriously enough, since they make plenty of money from oil. Diversification would need a ton of reforms that the government might not be willing to carry out because of the political and social costs. It also looks like Aliyev has siphoned off plenty of the money for him and his family. I mean, you have to feed the kids. Still, inequality seems to be moderate, where the average citizen has clearly benefited from the oil wealth.
Let's talk about government, shall we?
The government is authoritarian with plenty of human rights violations, and the elections have been considered fraudulent. Overall, it seems that Azerbaijan has used the money to raise the standard of living and improve the economy, done little to nothing to diversify from oil, making it over-dependent, and has done an okay job at preventing too much inequality. It better hope that the prices stay high forever.